So what we got here, we got a situation where the owner of the vehicle was backing up and ran into a yellow post, and the post actually got hooked in the jant and then pulled this that way, and you can kind of see what's going on here. So we're going to have to replace this door definitely. There's no way out of it. It's a replaceable situation. But if we come over here, what we're going to do is, I told her I'll try to save this door, and I don't know if that's possible or not, but we're going to do the best we can. Now I noticed that it feels like it might be buckled up right here. Let's go over there and look at the other door and check it out.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So if I run my hand down, it does have that curve in it, like this, but the curve on the other side is pretty bad. So it does have a curve here like this. Let's see what we can do to try to get this door straightened out. Yeah, that's buckled up pretty bad. We're going to try to straighten that out and stretch it back, but we'll see what happens. So the first thing we want to do, we want to take this tool right here. This is a slide hammer. And we are going to hook this door just like that. And we're going to try to pull that back out. We got to get this lip pulled out of here so it'll be straightened out. Seems like we got the inside, but we still got to get this lip right here. And the lip I'm talking about is this one right here. It's still buckled in right here, so I got to get a different adapter for our puller to pull that out. So we're going to go ahead and use this hook and see what happens. That way I can get right here on this edge and pull it out. And it looks like it's coming out really nice. And I think we got that. Okay, now that we got our lip straight where it's supposed to be, we're going to go ahead and grind this down and try to get this pulled out. Now, I will tell you once again, we do have a brand new door for the front. We're going to go ahead and replace that. We might have to replace this door handle. I already told the lady. The reason that we didn't purchase a door handle off the bat is this one still might be good. This is like $500 for this setup. The door was $1,000. This back door is $800. We're trying to save the lady money. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this dent out. Now there's another dent right here. We're going to concentrate on this area here first. This was where it was really bad. And hopefully we'll be able to pull this out. So far, everything is pulling out really nice. All right, now that we got this area pulled out, it's not really pulled out all the way, but we're getting really close. I got several body hammers you can see right here that I'm going to use to try to manipulate my way into getting this back in shape. What happened is when this got hit this way, it buckled this up right here. So what I'm trying to do is pull this out to relieve the pressure on this. Now we still have this dent down here that we haven't done anything with, but we're going to go ahead and concentrate on getting this back into shape and then see where we can go from there. And it feels like it's starting to mold itself back into position. We still got a low spot here. Let me go ahead and pull that out before we do any hammering. I got to clean my tip off because now what happens is it builds up with slag and it doesn't work properly. So before I do any hammer and doweling, I notice it's still low right here. There we go. So see, when you're pulling a dent out, it's very important to find the right spot to pull the dent out to get everything back in shape. So it felt, before I started pulling this out and this, it felt like it was high, but now it feels like it's coming back and relieving all the pressure. And when using this style of dent puller, what happens is, do you see that? So you got to cool it down to continue to use it because it's actually a spot welder is what it is with a pry bar. Okay, we got most of the dent pulled out, but I want to show you, look at here. Where's it at? There it is. Do you hear that right there? That's saying that there's still a dent here in this area right here where my finger is to do that. So we got to pull that out to get rid of that. Now, one more thing I want to go ahead and mention. You might be using a different puller than this. Okay? So whatever type of puller you are using, kind of concentrate you're using that puller instead of this puller. This is the one that I have. This is the one that I use. Very precise and very accurate when you use it. So we still got a dent right here in this area. When I pull that out, that should stretch that and get rid of that tin canning. Fucking bitch. Damn it. Alright, so what I'll do now, I'll go ahead and grind this down and then we'll see what we got. I can't really feel it with all this going on, so let me grind this down, then we're going to double check it. Now, one more thing I do want to let you know is when you grind that down, you want to be very careful not to create a lot of heat. That will warp our metal, so we want to be careful with that. That actually feels really nice. I don't think I'm going to do any hammering. I'm not going to do any hammering yet until after I put my body filler on it and see where we're at with that. once we sand through the bodywork, the Bondo that we apply to it, once we sand through that, we'll go ahead and we're going to be able to see where our high spots are. Then we can come back and do a little hammer and dolly. So in reality, that actually came out really nice. Okay, we're going to go ahead and apply our Bondo. A lot of people call this body filler. Does it really matter? Do we got to be politically correct? Personally, I call it Bondo. And yes, you can apply Bondo to bare metal. So if someone tells you you can't do that, they're wrong. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and apply our Bondo onto our dent, where our dent was. And then we'll let this dry, and then I will sand it down, and it's going to show us our high spots and our low spots. So by applying our Bondo now, before we do any hammer and dollying, it's going to, we're going to be using this as a, hang on one second. There we go. We're going to be using this as a guide coat, you might say, to find our highs and lows. And so far, it looks like it is actually coming out really nice. Okay, I went ahead and applied a couple coats of Bondo on our major dent here, and this was a major dent, trust me. And it actually feels pretty good, but I want you to focus right here. This is where it was really crushed in right there. I want you to focus right here, and then there's a couple little dots right here. And if we look at that, and I feel it with my hand, this is a high spot. And this actually is a little bit high here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take two hammers and do a two hammer method type hammer and dolly situation. Let me show you what I mean. So we got this little ding right here and here and here. And instead of continually adding Bondo, because I'm feeling it and it feels really nice, feels really nice, I'm going to take this hammer here with that point, and then I'm going to take my flat edge hammer with this hammer, and we're going to go ahead and knock those in. So we're going to go like this right here. I'm going to line that up right there. And then I'm going to take my other hammer and I'm going to tap it just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here, very lightly. And then down this curve here, we're going to go ahead and just very lightly, and I can feel it going away. Now you see that I'm hitting this very lightly, I'm not hitting it hard. And I think by doing what we just did, we're ready to go ahead and put our final coat of Bondo on here. Now remember, this was a high spot. I took my hammer, I went like that and I tapped it, same here and here, and then on this one, we went ahead and tapped that. I'm going to put another coat of Bondo on that. It feels really nice. We're going to finish this out, and when we come back, we're going to see the finished product.
for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.